Hallmark Publishing presents In Other Words, Love, a romantic comedy from Hallmark Publishing by New York Times bestselling author Shirley Jump, narrated by Koster. 1. Before she even learned how to create the curve of a C and the sticks of an L, Kate Winslow was creating her own world of stories in her head. She'd hold the books she brought home from the library, the musty smells sweet and familiar, and imagine her own name across the cover, her picture on the back. When she got older, she'd write little epilogues of her favorite books, just to keep the characters with her, long after the stories had been tucked back into the library's shelves. She dreamed of being an author, but never imagined it would turn out like this. In the back corner of her favorite bookstore, the self-satisfied smirk of a race car legend stared back at Kate from the cover of Why I'm a Winner, written by Gerard Phillips. A clearance 40% off sticker covered the last part of the word winner, and a fine layer of dust sat on the stack of a few dozen marked-down books. Legend was a bit of a misnomer, considering Gerard, the Indy 500 winner 10 years ago, was more of a legend in his own mind. His mustached grin didn't say that, nor did the inflated story inside that he'd insisted on having Kate craft. Ghostwriting his autobiography had been a tedious year-long project. He had been a nightmare to work with, demanding revision after revision, until Kate had considered quitting. In the end, the fact that the electric company really liked to get paid had won out, and Kate swallowed her frustration and finished the job. For a second, she closed her eyes and imagined her name on the cover, her face on the back of the book, her own book, not one she'd ghostwritten and couldn't tell a single soul about because of a non-disclosure agreement. She was 38, and no closer to her dream of publishing her own novel today than when she'd been little. Instead, she was living in a second-floor walk-up with an overly spoiled rescue cat, writing nauseatingly untrue books for divas. Not exactly the success she'd imagined. "Kate Winslow, is that you?" Kate jerked to attention and turned around. Behind her stood Loretta Wildwood, tall, blonde, and thin, one of those women who excelled at everything she did. They'd been in the same creative writing classes in college many years ago, and had even ended up in a critique group that had met in the student lounge twice a week. Kate remembered.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?